Hi all. So today we are going to discuss very important topic on real-time operating systems, that is task scheduling models. So first we have to check up what are the common scheduling models used in RTOS. So these are the common scheduling models we are using in the RTOS. So first one is cooperative scheduling of ready tasks in a circular queue. It closely relates to function queue scheduling. Second one is cooperative scheduling with precedence constraints. Third one, cyclic scheduling of periodic tasks and round robin time slicing scheduling of equal priority tasks. Next is preemptive scheduling, and the next one is scheduling using earliest deadline first or EDF precedence. Next type of model is a rate monotonic scheduling using higher rate of events occurrence first precedence. Next scheduling model is fixed time scheduling. Next is scheduling of periodic, sporadic, and aperiodic tasks. Next one is advanced scheduling algorithms using the probabilistic timed Petri nets or stochastic or multi-thread graph for the multiprocessor and complex distributed system. So these are the names of the scheduling models which are using in the RTOS. You have to study some of the important, very important scheduling models. So first, we have to check cooperative scheduling in the cyclic order. So cooperative scheduling in the cyclic order. Here each task cooperate to let the running task finish, which means there are a lot of tasks are running inside the CPU. So one task will cooperate with the other task, let it to finish the next one. Okay. Cooperative means that each task cooperates to let the running one to finish. So here none of the tasks will go to the block state. That means they are cooperating with each other. So none of the tasks does block in between anywhere during the ready to finish states. So the services is in the cyclic order. Okay. So this is the worst case latency for each task. Here the worst case latency, that means the latency, the time latency for each task to wait is same for every task. That here T worst is equal to STI plus ETI of 1 plus STI plus ETI of 2, etc. up to STI plus ETI of N plus TISR. ISR means interrupt service routine. So TISR is the sum of all execution times of the ISRs. So this is a pictorial representation of how the cooperative scheduling model works. So here in the program counter, you can see lot of tasks. That means task 1, task 2, task 3. So this means that the task 1, all other tasks will cooperate with until the task 1 should complete. So when the task completed, next only the task 2 is started and completed. Then the task 3, again the task n is completed. Okay, that is what called cooperative scheduling. So consider a scheduling model in task scheduling. Here you can say a lot of tasks. So at the address counter, at the address A1, it will run the task A1, and at the address A2, the task A2 is run, and so on. So this is a simple example that a washing machine. Consider a washing machine. That means in the washing machine, lot of processes are taken. That means first step is power is on. Next task is you have to fill water. Then the task 3 is to stop the water. So only after completing the filling of water, only filling the after completing the um, water, the water has to stop. That means the task A2 and task A3 is cooperative. Okay, so that is what is called cooperative scheduling. So here is how messages from the scheduler and task programs context at various instances in the washing machine task scheduling. So here you can see at whenever a message A1 comes to the scheduler, it will start F. That means the context, the address is set into the A1, and whenever at the task 2, at the message A2, that means you have to fill the water, that message is passed to the scheduler, then the context is saved in the address 2, and at the 3, at the A3, that means the task 3, a message called motor stage, then the motor is on, that is being saved in the address A3. So next one is cooperative scheduling of ready task in list. So from the name itself, you can know that here we are pushing the different task into a list. Okay. So cooperative scheduling in the order in which a task is initiated on interrupt. Here, none of the task does block in between anywhere during the ready to finish states. Here also there is no block state. It is also a cooperative scheduling model. This service is in the order in which a task is initiated on interrupt. Here is there is a concept called interrupt, where whenever an interrupt is occurred, only the service is processed, and the order of the service is in which the interrupt is initiated. So this is the worst case latency. So here also the worst case latency is same for all the tasks. So this is how scheduler in which the scheduler inserts into a list the ready task for a sequential execution in a cooperative mode. Here you can see a lot of tasks. These tasks are inserted into a list. Okay. So that means task 1 in this list, task 2, and up to task 3. They are put in a list. Okay. Here also, whenever the task 1 is completed, only task 2 is started, then the task 3. So they are in the cooperative mode. So next one is, these are the various different types of cooperative scheduling model. Okay. Third variety of cooperative scheduling model is cooperative scheduling of ready task using an ordered list as per precedence constraints. So here scheduler using a priority parameter. Here comes the priority parameter. That means the priority, the task which is having the higher priority will be accessed or will be executed first. Okay, the scheduler first executes only the first task at the order list, and the total equals that to period taken by the first task on at the list. It is deleted from the list after the first task is executed and the next task becomes the first. The insertion and the deletion for forming the order list are made only at the beginning of the cycle for each list. So here is the worst case latency. Here it is, you have to notice that in the priority parameter, here the worst case latency is not same for every task. So this is how priority level works. That means here you can see um, different priorities are given. That means here it is higher priority, and this is the priority is going to low this side. Okay, so whenever the higher priority task, that means one is having the higher priority, than the three or two. So whenever the higher priority task comes, the other one will go to the suppressed state, and the higher priority will run in the in the RTOS. Okay, so this is how program counter is switched. That means RTOS ISR2 is working. Then the higher priority task 1 with ISR 1 comes. Then context switch to the ISR 1. Again, after completing this, it goes to the ISR 2. Okay, then it comes to the task 1. That means task 1 is inside the ISR. That means ISR 1. ISR 1 is initiating the task 1. So ISR 2, that means we have to begin the task 1, then the task 2, and it goes like this. So this is an example for the cooperative model. You have to read this. That means this is an example that that coins insertion and how the chocolate delivers from a chocolate vending machine. Okay, so next one is round robin scheduling algorithm. You have already studied about round robin scheduling algorithm in your OS. So let us check what is round robin scheduling algorithm. The round robin time slice scheduling of equal priority tasks. So round robin means that each ready task runs turn by turn only in a cyclic queue for a limited time slice. Here comes the time slice. That means there is a particular time slice fixed in round robin. So each task have to run in the time slice. So it is widely used model in traditional OS. So it is a hybrid model of clock driven model. That means cyclic model as well as the event driven. Event driven means preemptive. Why it is preemptive? Because it is working upon a time slice. That means whenever the time slice is over, it have to preempt to the task another task. Okay, a real-time system response, those it is very very important in the real-time system. That means real-time systems have to be respond within a particular time limit. So a real-time system responds to the event within a bound time limit and within an explicit time. So here is how the round robin is explained. That means you are having C5 process. That means C5 up to task, and the time slice here given is 4 milliseconds. At the 0 second 0 to 4 seconds, the C1 task comes and it is processed. So the processed is that means finished is finished is indicated by the tick symbol. Okay, so at this 4 to 8, task C2 comes and it is only serviced with the 4 milliseconds. That means remaining it has to be placed, that is indicated by the, that is it is going to the next 8 to 12 minutes milliseconds, it will go to the block state. That is why it is indicated by question mark. So next at the 8 to 12 seconds C3 is serviced, and at the 2 to 16, not 2, it is actually 12 to 16 milliseconds, C4 is being processed. So at that time C2 and C3 in the C2 and C3 is inserted into a circular queue. Okay, again C5 at the 16, here it is 16 to 20 seconds, C5 is processed. Next, so after the 20 seconds, which task comes to the queue? C2. Okay, C2 is after 20 seconds, C2 is processed. Again, after 24 seconds, C3 is processed. Again, 28 seconds, C4 is processed. That is what round robin scheduling algorithm works. This is how it is working. That means On successive interrupt after T slice, so RTOS will initiate the task. So this is how it is working. You have to study this um, pictorial representation, which is very very important in your exams. So this is how the program counter looks like. The program counter at n into t time slice. Block one, task one is blocked, and then the task two, and up to task n is blocked. That is waiting period. And during the context switching to the new process, so that means codes which were earlier blocked, that will run in the context switching. That means here it is blocked, and in the context switching period it will allowed to run. So this is how T cycle is calculated. T cycle is equal to n. N is number of tasks, and T slice is time for the time slice. Okay. So worst case latency is same. Here it is same because it is having this equal time slices. So T worst is calculated as n into T slice plus T ISR. So example is VoIP. VoIP means voice over IP, which is working on the principle of round robin scheduling. So you have to read this. Okay, so there are two cases of round robin. That means in the first case, each task is executed once and finishes in one cycle. That means in the previous example, you have seen that the first task C1 itself, it had completed in only one cycle. So whenever a task finishes the execution before the maximum time, there is a waiting period in between the two cycles. So if the time slice is 4 and the process needs only 2 seconds, in 2 seconds C1 completes and C2 will have to wait for 2 seconds for completing the time slice. Okay, so that is the case 1. Next case is if certain tasks are executed more than once and do not finish in, so some task is having a big number to complete its cycle, so it have to go to the circular queue multiple times, and it takes a very big time to complete one cycle. So an alternative model strategy for this case too is decomposition of the task into two or more tasks. Okay. Then one set of tasks can run in one time slice, and another set can run in another time slice. Okay. So one such example is finite state machine. So next scheduling model you have to consider is preemptive scheduling model. Our round robin is also a preemptive scheduling. So next we have to consider preemptive scheduling model. Okay. Preemptive scheduling of task means always schedules such that whenever the higher priority task is available, it will preempt a lower priority by blocking the running task. Okay. So RTOS preemptive scheduling means it processes execute such that scheduler provides for preemption of lower priority process by, that means the scheduler of RTOS will provide preemption of the lower priority process by higher priority process. So assume the priority of task, that means task 1 is having the higher priority than task 2, then task 3, and so on up to task n. So each task has an infinite loop from startup to finish. Task 1 last instruction will points to the next pointed address. In case of the infinite loop, next points to the same task 1 start. So here it is how preemptive task, that means in the RTOS, here the task 2 is running. task 2 is running. So whenever there is a task 1 which is having the higher priority than the task 2, so RTO is informed the task that it have, that means it passes a message to preempt the task 2. So task 2 preempted by RTOS to initiate an higher priority task 1. That means it, the task 2 is preempted. For what it is preempted? It is preempted because a higher priority task, that is task 1, is arrived in the RTOS, so it is preempted. Then the message for ready is given to the task 1, and the task 1 which is having the higher priority can run now. Okay, so this is how it looks like in the program counter. Here task 2 is blocked, so a task 1 which is having the higher priority, so here the task 2 is preempted, then the task 1 is inserted and it is finished, and then the resumption, preemption and resumption of the task 2 is inserted and task 2 gets completed. Then the context is passed to task 3. So here also what worst case latency is not same for every task. So higher priority task having the latest latency smallest, and the lowest priority having highest latency. So this is the worst case latency. So RTO is method for preemptive scheduling of task. So you have to read this because which is which I have already said about round robin, sorry, round robin, not preemptive scheduling. So you have to read that. An infinite loop in each task. Then when what happens when the priority of task 1 greater than task 2 greater than task 3. So these are the process happening in the scheduler. Okay, that's up to scheduling. Scheduling, you have to study this because which is very very important for your exams. This will be asked in many previous year university questions as essay questions. That means 15-mark questions. So study study these portions, very important. This is very very important portion. Okay, okay, thank you.